Shalom, shalom, shalom. Hey, it's that time again where we always strive to be better in our walk with the Most High, with our walk with the Messiah. Now, one of the things that I've been stirred up about is I don't think everybody really know or understand the Sabbath, what it is, the purpose of it. All they know is rest. And when people don't have the knowledge on it, they'll do whatever they think is right and do whatever. Even preachers that don't have an understanding of it or willingly choose not to give you the correct answer will say crazy and outlandish things. Like you'll hear people say, well, I do the Sabbath every day. Oh, I do my Sabbath on Mondays, and then I go get me a massage. And it's not possible to be honoring the Shabbat by making other people work. There are so much details in it to understand what he means when he says Sabbath, day of rest, or a Sabbath rest. In order to understand it, you have to do some studying. And in this, here's where we go we must study to show ourselves approved. So today I'm going to go over quickly about what is the Sabbath. Now, the Sabbath is the day of rest. And the Most High gave understanding to Moses. And in that he is telling Moses what to give unto the children of Yasharel so that they can understand what to do on Sabbath, the seventh day rest, what is a Sabbath rest when it comes to feast days, an appointed time, what is a Sabbath rest during the Jubilee year. Now, as it is written, and under this, and after the Torah, I made known to you the days of the Sabbath in the desert of Sinai, which is between Elam and Sinai. And I told you of the Sabbaths of the land on Mount Sinai, and I told you of the Jubilee years and the Sabbaths of years. But the year thereof have I not told you till you enter the land which you are to possess. And the land also shall guard its Sabbath. While they dwell upon it, they shall know the Jubilee year. Now, when he says the land shall rest, after every 7 years, or the Jubilee years being in the 50th year, the land is to rest. That means no growing anything, no planting, no anything. The earth rests. But that's something that's not being followed today at all. Now, wherefore have I ordained for you the years, weeks, the years, and the jubilees? There are 49 jubilees from the days of Adam until this day. In 1 week and 2 years, there are yet 40 years to come from learning the commandments of the Most High, until they pass over into the land of Canaan, crossing the Jordan to the west. And the Jubilees shall pass by until Yasharel is cleansed from all guilt of fornication and uncleanness and pollution, sin, error, and dwells with confidence in all the land, and there shall be no more a Satan or evil one, and the land shall be clean from that time forevermore. And behold, the commandment regarding the Sabbath. So here we go with the instructions. I have written them down for you in all the judgments of its Torah, the instructions. 6 days shall you labor, but on the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High, your Elohim. In it you shall do no manner of work, you or your sons, or your men servant, your maid servant, and all your cattle, and the sojourner also who is with you. So that lets you know that you are not to work. If you have animals working, doing things, tilling the yard, tilling the fields and everything, they don't work. Modern time, if you own a job, the Sabbath rest, your workers are to rest on that day or during the feast times. No one is supposed to work. So that doesn't mean you go to service and go to a restaurant afterwards. You're not even considering another person. Now, and the man that does any work on it shall die. Whosoever desecrate that day, whoever lies with his woman, whoever is having sex on the Sabbath, hey, that's a rest time too. Or whosoever says he will do something on it, that he was set out on a journey thereon in regard to any buying or selling. Whosoever draws water thereon, which he had not prepared for himself on the 6th day. Whosoever takes up any burden to carry it out of his tent or out of his house shall die. So with that, we have to understand that we're not to buy or sell on the Sabbath, not on the Shabbat, not on a Sabbath feast day, a Sabbath rest. We are not to buy or sell. That means you're not making anybody work. You're not going to a grocery store. You're not going to pick up items. If you know that something is coming up, you know that the Shabbat is coming up, you have to get everything prepared before the Shabbat. And I'm going to show you where that's at. Now, you shall do no work whatsoever on the Sabbath, save what you have prepared for yourselves on the 6th day. So as to eat and drink and rest, guard the Sabbath from all work on that day. How many times has to be reiterated? No working. To bless the Most High, your Elohim, who has given you a day of feast and a holy day and a day of the holy kingdom for all Yasharel this day among their days forever. Now understand, during this time, as it is written, they're resting in heaven with you. With you, they're resting. The only ones that are working still is for the everyday movement, for weather, the earth, how it turns, so on and so on. Those things are still acting and working, and those messengers that are tied to that, that is their responsibility. But everybody else, according to what is written, is resting with you on that day. That's how important it is. The Most High, the Messiah, the messengers of the Most High, they're all resting with you on the Shabbat, on the feast days, on the Shabbat's rest. He's resting, they are resting with you. For great is the honor which the Most High has given to Yasharel, that they should eat and drink and be satisfied on this feast day, and rest thereon from all labor which belongs to the labor of the children of men, save burning frankincense and bringing oblations and sacrifices before the Most High for days and for Sabbaths. This work alone shall be done on the Sabbath in the sanctuary of the Most High, your Elohim, that they may atone for Yasharel with sacrifice continually from day to day for a memorial, well-pleasing before the Most High, that he may receive them always from day to day, according as you have been commanded. Now, the Most High sent his Son, the Messiah, to die, to make an atonement for us. His resurrection, he made an atonement for us. So the ordinance for sin and death has changed. Since he became our atonement, he is that living sacrifice. So whatever sin we committed, we can lift that up to him and honor what he asked. He gave us time to correct ourselves. That's why this is important. And he said, and every man who does any work therein, or goes on a journey to buy or sell, or till his farm, whether in his house or any other place, whoever lights a fire or rides on a beast, meaning horses or whatever animal out there, or travels by ship on the sea, can't be taking no cruises with the Shabbat or a feast day in that time frame. And whosoever strikes or kills anything, or slaughters a beast or a bird, or whosoever catches an animal or a bird or a fish, or whosoever fasts, abstaining from food. Or if you're trying to say, I'm going to take a fast, and you're trying to stop looking at certain things, or you're fasting on whether I'm a fast from alcohol, I'm going to do this. There is no fasting on a Sabbath rest. There's no fasting on the Shabbat. Or if you even make war on Sabbath, that's a sin to Abaya. The man who does any of these things on the Sabbath shall die. So that the children of Yasharel shall observe the Sabbath according to the commandment regarding the Sabbaths of the land, as it is written on the sapphires, which he gave into my hands, that I should write out for you the Torah of the seasons, and the seasons according to the divisions of their days. Herewith is completed the account of the division of days. Now, a lot of people argue about who wrote the Bible, who wrote the laws, who wrote this. If people was reading their scriptures, they'll understand that the Most High wrote it with his fingers and gave it unto Moses. It's written in Genesis. It's written. But they'll come out and say, oh, it was written by man. It was written by man. Now, yes, man translated it, put it in different language, changed some of the words in there, changed some of the verbiage in there to fit their agenda, and not giving you the truth. They don't even teach you the entails of the Sabbath. Shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Walk strong.